Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video on our daily crypto checklist. I'm Jordan Pilkington.
I'm Richard Johnson.
So today we want to go over everything that you should be doing each morning to make sure you are as up to date as possible in the crypto world. So first up, what is the first thing that you check in the morning?
So I like to go through different apps that I have. We actually covered a lot of these in a previous video. The first one being CoinTicker. I really like CoinTicker because you're able to look at a snapshot of all of the biggest prices in the market. So what was happening while you were sleeping is a big thing, right? So some of us go to bed with a little bit of anxiety, really waiting to get up to see if the price has gone up, has it gone down, how has it affected my portfolio? So CoinTicker is a great one to look at initially. I know that you like to use CryptoTrader. What do you like to use that for?
That's my favorite to look at because they have all of the graphs of different exchanges. So before I go into trade, I can kind of check where the most volume is and then where each exchange is sitting at.
And then lastly, I like to look at Blockfolio. So Blockfolio is an app that you can use to actually construct your crypto portfolio. So you can see how much you've gained or lost in the last day or so. I don't know if you should necessarily check all these apps every day. It may be a little bit excessive, but make sure that you are doing something so you're staying up to date.
Absolutely. We check these because compared to let's say the stock exchange that closes, the crypto world never closes. So it's always going to be updated every single time you wake up. So I have these things on tap on my phone so we can check in every single day. So after that, we're going to hop into the news. Why did these things changes? Or why do these changes happen? So where's the first place that you go?
So I like to look at CoinTelegraph. So CoinTelegraph is an online publication. They really have things that cover breaking news. They break down a coin analysis. So they're looking at things like Bitcoin, Ripple, Ether. And then they also go over something that's pretty cool is who's adopting the technology, who's using it. Is Microsoft going to use the blockchain? Is Dash going to be integrated into businesses? Those kinds of things. So CoinTelegraph is great there, really seeing how these cryptos are being practically adopted in the community.
Very cool. So after that, what's the next place you go to for news?
So CoinDesk is very similar to CoinTelegraph, but it's a little bit more in depth. We're looking at overall regulations. They do a lot of things with events. So in the community, what's going on at TechCrunch, they have their own event called Consensus. So you're actually looking at those things. Another great part of CoinDesk is you can actually search information by each category. So you can go in there and you can look at ICOs directly. You can look at the technology directly. So CoinDesk, another great one, very easy to read. 2 to 3 minute reads.
Yeah, their categories are very vast, right? A lot of different categories. All right. Finally, where do you go for the most heavy information?
So I would say, this one is going to take a little bit longer. It's not a 2 to 3 minute read for the most part, but Medium is great. It's long form articles. They're written by industry leaders. There's technical and fundamental analysis. So you're actually breaking things down, written a lot of the times by the developers themselves. So the person that created, Ether, you're actually looking at updates from Coinbase or GDAX. So what's great about this is you're able to look at these things, and it may be a little bit longer, like I said, maybe 10 to 15 minutes for the read, but you're really getting an in-depth analysis of what to look at, maybe how to predict things in the future, and really what's on the forefront in the crypto space.
Yeah, because these authors are probably the ones that have the biggest influence on the market.
Yeah, so these are actually the people that are a lot of the original developers, users, adopters, which is great because if you're really getting into the community, you want to make sure that that the developers are behind any of these initiatives, and then also that the users, the people actually using the currencies, buying the currencies, are actually on board with it as well. Because if they're not, then you're not going to see some of these updates or forks actually happen. So Medium is a great place to actually know it's the voice of the community, so to speak.
Absolutely. So these articles may be longer and a little bit more cumbersome to read, but if you really want to have a step ahead of the competition, this would be a good option for you. So we got our news. We got the information on where the market is sitting. Now it's time to actually take some action. So we like to go and update our portfolios.
Yeah, so the biggest thing here is we usually like to take this in 3 steps. So we're looking at something like the majority of our trades are done on GDAX, the Coinbase exchange. So we like to go in there and we like to set up day trades, right? We took that news and those things that we learned, what happened in the last 24 hours, and we like to actually apply that on a day-to-day basis with those day trades. Something that Jordan and I like to do pretty much every day is one of those straddles. We look to see where things are at. We look to see what news is coming down the pipeline. We're also assessing those charts, looking at the depth chart, price lines, candles, and then we place those trades. Another thing that we like to do, again, is looking at our overall investment review. So we do have an Excel spreadsheet set up that actually is showing our progress over time, right? So we're actually tracking our progress, if it's a gain, if it's a loss. So we want to make sure that we do that. And then there's the last one called storage. So that one can be a bit complex. Not only is it maybe your hardware storage, but also has to do with exchanges, right?
Yeah, so if you read in the news that certain exchange is having some problems with regulation, or that some ruling is coming down on an exchange, you might want to take your money off of there. Or if you find out that an exchange is going to offer a dividend or something like that, you might want to put money onto that exchange. So we shift our crypto across different exchanges often based on what's happening in the crypto world.
Really, at the end of the day, that is just for your overall safety. One, you want to take advantage of any new coins that are coming in via fork. You also want to make sure that you're always having access to your money. It's one of those things about using an exchange to buy and sell and to trade, is that you're giving the exchange a little bit of the control over your currencies and your cryptos. You don't have full control like if you had your money stored offline in something like a Zappo or a Jax. So you want to make sure that you're looking at that on a daily basis so that you have control over your money.
Absolutely. So now we've updated our portfolio. Now we go into what is a way that we earn money on a daily basis.
So there is something called earn.com. It was formerly 21.co. But what this allows you to do is you go in, you actually set up a profile, and it actually allows you to answer emails and get paid for it. So they're actually paying you in Bitcoin. It's one of those things that is really great. Sometimes it's a short survey. Sometimes it's your opinion. But we really like it. We've used it on a pretty much a daily basis now, actually continuing to grow our overall profile. It's something that I like to use, and I know Jordan's using it a lot now as well.
Absolutely. So Earn is great because it gives businesses the opportunity to not just send mass emails out, but to send specific emails and offer a reward for you to answer them. So you can set up a profile, list your resume on there, and then people can pay you based on how experienced you are for an answer of a certain question.
Yep. And so that's really it for today. We want to make sure that you go out there, that you're using all those things and you're using it efficiently, getting it done. Again, we want crypto to be a valuable part of your life, but we want to make sure that it's not your entire life. So really, you can make sure that you get all these steps done really within the first couple hours of getting up each day.
Yep. Make it part of your morning routine, and then wait for our next video, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.